Chris Miles here with Mike Fratello, Dennis Scott. Welcome to Game Time. The theme this Sunday, players getting to 40 or more. We're not talking about age. We're talking about buckets. We had two guys do it in one game, and a two-time MVP lead the night in scoring. So let's start with the top seed out west, the Denver Nuggets, starting today just half a game ahead of the Golden State Warriors. And they went to work early and often. Damian Lillard.
Oh, my goodness.
From the logo.
That was from Portland.
Talk about feeling it.
And then Dame, another tough shot. Defense smothering. But he got the bucket to go.
Love the concentration right there. Then Denver gets out in transition. And wait a minute. Trail 5 for the 3?
You got to get out there. You can't let them just square up and shoot it. They learned that lesson the hard way. Will Barton made his home debut after missing 38 games with a groin injury, looking healthy.
Oh, is this guy going to help them now? Not that he needed a whole lot of help. They're best record in the Western Conference.
Well, that help also comes in the form of Nikola Jokic nailing threes. Jusuf Nurkic trying to respond on the other end. Those former teammates battling it out, 53-50.
Yeah, you saw it going at one another.
Third quarter, the Joker pulling out the full deck. And then the nice dime.
4-5 pick and roll, and the 5 throws back to the 4.
About that one.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, 3D, the question about Jokic and whether or not he belongs in the MVP conversation, can you get me a bucket? That's what we've been wondering about him, or his skeptics have said.
Yeah, some people are skeptic as C.J. McCollum shows how smooth he is with the floater.
But you see that score, 102-102 fourth quarter. It's Jokic again, showing he can get you that clutch basket. You know Damian Lillard can.
Must be fourth quarter.
26 for him. Jokic again. Tied game, minute to go. Mouse in the house.
Mouse in the house. Ask for help. It's okay.
Look, the encouraging thing is he took 23 field goal attempts. That's a lot for him.
And speaking of field goal attempts, it's not over yet. C.J. McCollum nails one. Dame Lillard, they're sending to OT.
Oh. Makes you nervous. Anytime Dame has the ball, we know he has range.
And Jokic
picks up the kids. Loves the kids.
So our first 40-point scorer on the evening, you see Nikola Jokic there, 40 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. In 3D, we saw the full repertoire. We know he's a threat as a triple-double machine, but to see him put up 40, that's been the question about his game. It's there.
The question of his game, does he have the eye of the tiger? Is he ready to go for the juggler, so to speak? Because we know he's a great passer. We know he can shoot the 3. We know he can do all those great things, Coach. But you look at this board right here, all the guys that scored 40 points tonight. The reason I want to talk about Jokic because Denver has gone through so much this year with all the injuries, and he's been the mainstay. He's been the guy that we're all saying, how come his name is not mentioned more in the MVP conversation? Maybe it's his personality. It's because he plays out in Denver. But you look at the stat sheet, you look at the standings, Denver's at the top. Now they're starting to get healthy. Now, to your point tonight, Chris, in the fourth quarter, they said we're going through you, big fella, until they come double team you. To your point, 23 attempts at the basket, not waiting for the defense to see if they would come. So that's why I appreciate his game tonight.
And 4 made 3-pointers.
Let's remind our viewers that Jokic and Nurkic were teammates together. And Denver had to make a decision. Which one of them do we want to keep? Because they couldn't give both of them the amount of time that they deserved. So that's how Portland wound up with Nurkic. But kudos to the talent evaluator for Denver staff to come up with those 2 big guys who were talented and skilled, and both of those teams are winning teams.
And certainly Nurkic, no slouch out there in Portland, holding his weight. Seed in the West, looking to maintain that spot.
He's playing with Portland. Will the 3's play with Portland?
Yeah, Will Barton back in the lineup.
Oh, my goodness, Damian.
And Damian Lillard says, that logo belongs to me now.
It's not fair.
13 points in the first half for Dame and 2 really tough shots. Speaking of tough shots, Nikola Jokic, not tough here, left wide open.
It's tough, Coach, to have your 7-footer to have range like that, passing ability, and put the ball on the floor.
This Will Barton's first home game after missing 38 games with a groin injury. And Barton getting a bucket.
He's an important piece for that Denver team.
So is Mason Plumlee. And, of course, Nikola Jokic. Maybe you'll learn at some point you can't leave him wide open. Started off 4 for 6 from outside, kept it going in the second half.
Nurkic said, don't forget about me. I'm playing better basketball these days.
The Joker playing all his cards. That's the three-point shot. How about the dime? We know he can do that.
Yes, he can.
And then when you need a bucket, can you get me a bucket is the question for an MVP race, right?
Yes.
See that score?
Yes.
This the can you get me a bucket?
I'm starting to believe it, Coach. I'm starting to believe it.
CJ McCollum, one of those can you get me a bucket guys.
Yeah.
And Portland takes the 1-point lead.
CJ smooth.
But Jokic had it all going. Nurkic just giving him too much space.
He's like, I've seen this before. He's just busting me up in practice every day. Ooh, must be the fourth quarter.
26 points for Dame. And again, tie game, a minute to go.
Mouse
Jokic,
in the house. I love you, Evan Turner, but mouse in the house.
Wrong matchup, and Jokic takes advantage. 40 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists for the Joker.
Oh.
Woo!
And CJ McCollum said, not yet, Joker. I'm not ready to go home yet.
18 points for McCollum.
And game time, I guess the clock ran out on his watch.
Tried to send it to OT, and the Joker doing his post-game workout.
Yeah, kissing the baby. Man.
So Denver, again, started the day half a game ahead of the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference standings.
So if they don't lose the rest of the way this season, Golden State won't catch them.
Every game a must-win for Golden State.
Hey, well,
we
were just teasing before we came out here, like, do we take Denver serious? And the way we went through the highlight is that we need a bucket. So Jokic is that guy. The reason I'm starting to believe in it, Coach, because if you decide to double team him, he's proven to us this year. He's had 16 assists in a game before.
He'll pass it.
So he'll pass it and make the right decision. And Chris, we've been talking about it all night about Kawhi Leonard in Toronto and other teams. They have that guy. When things get tight, you can go through him. I'm really starting to believe. Now you got Millsap back. You're going to get Gary Harris back. Got your boy Will the Thrill back. Now all the pieces are there. Now can they put it together?
Well, the problem early in the year was they couldn't get him to shoot enough. Okay, they wouldn't get it. So he wouldn't put himself in the position you just said that he's in now, where end of the game, we're going to you, get the ball and get us a bucket. Now he's doing that. Well, that makes takes him to a different level.
Certainly that level that Steph Curry is on, and maybe even Luka Doncic these days. You're going to have to wait until after the game to see those highlights. Well, we're living in a three-point revolution where some of the greatest shooters of all time are playing right now in this era. In this open court short, we asked some of our favorite resident shooters who they would take in the clutch to make a bucket that they needed for a win.
For Kenny Smith. Throws it across. Miller for three. Oh, he backed it in! He backed it in!
Hey everybody, Matt here with three of the most accomplished shooters in NBA history. 3D, Dennis Scott, Kenny Smith, the Hall of Famer Reggie Miller, and so of course...
This is a shooting show.
No, of course.
I was trying to figure out
I want to talk about shooting. One active player to take a game-winning shot, if you could choose, who is that guy?
Steph Curry. Or Kevin Durant, or LeBron James.
Curry saves it three. Steph good! Goes to the corner to shoot a three and hits to tie it up. Shot clock is on. James pull up for a three. Rainbow!
Any more?
To take a three to win a game.
I take all three of those. Even LeBron James, in terms of his ability to get it off, he'll get it off comfortably because of his size, strength, and ball handling ability. So he would get it off comfortably. He doesn't shoot with the same accuracy as those other two guys, but he gets a better comfort level at times than those two guys.
For me, active, if we're just trying to get a shot clock's going down, it's Kyrie Irving. His ball handling ability to be able to get to any spot on the floor and get his shot off, to your point, he's going to get his shot off. And he's one of the few point guards, well, there's a lot of point guards in the league, and can shoot the three.
Definitely guys that I probably would have picked, but if I'm going with someone with ice water in their veins, need a shot, I'm going with Dame Lillard. A guy that can create his own shot, or you can put him in a high pick and roll, shoots with depth, can shoot deep.
Right.
And if you foul him, he's going to make foul shots.
Does the answer change for any of you if I say it's a catch and shoot 3 to win a game?
Klay Thompson.
Yeah. Catch and shoot, I would add Klay to the catch and shoot. Like, it swung back out to him. I would add Klay to that for sure.
You know, it's funny, we were talking James Harden.
Ooh, yes, to get a bucket, yes.
He could do.
Oh, my goodness,
He
to get a
catch
bucket,
and shoot.
yeah.
I mean, we
Right,
know
catch and dribble, off the dribble.
Off the dribble, he's
Off the
great,
dribble,
but
no question about it.
He gets
catch
to
and-
walk and shoot
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
So he gets he gets to do the running man.
I'll make it harder. Let's go back in history. Any player who's ever played to win a game with a 3.
Oh, we're sitting right here.
Oh,
Who are you
yeah.
picking?
No, there's
He's
a
sitting
lot
right
of
here.
guys.
No, I'm not. You could go last if you're not going to talk about yourself.
I'm gonna
But
go with Larry Legend.
No.
To make a
three?
He said to make a 3, right?
To make a 3.
To make a 3 at the end of the game.
Celtics have got 3 seconds. 2. Bird, a runner. It's good.
I'm going with Larry Legend.
I'm going with the guy sitting here only because the moment for Larry is always the moment. For Reggie, he creates more moments, meaning he's looking for an opportunity. I think at times you hope we get down 3. You know, so there's a difference. But Larry's like, no, I'm not even going to let you get up. I'm going to beat you. He's waiting for that moment. And so for me, watching Reggie over the years, I would have to say Reggie would be the guy I would be. Like,
Good
let's
looking,
get it.
Kenny.
No,
Yeah.
but and take it a step further, with Larry, as much as we, love his shooting, he's not going to get open in that situation. Where you, and I'm going to throw Ray Allen into the mix,
yeah.
both of you guys are going to get open because you're probably the best running without the basketball, running off screens and getting open. Now,
I'm
you
going
see?
to put Larry second, though. I wasn't like,
Kenny, Larry's third. Ray Allen's above him. Well, come on now. Those
But
Ray
you know
Allen
what?
and Reggie Miller, we need a 3. Larry's not getting open. Him and Ray are getting open to get that 3 off.
Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His 3-pointer. Bang!
There's a guy that I would want to be in this mix because he's the leading three-point shooter in the history of playoffs over certain attempts. You know who that guy is, right?
Kenny the Jets man.
You know.
I was waiting for that.
You're looking at
That leads to my next question. You may have already answered it, but if in a theoretical world where I could play and I had to choose one of the 3 of you to win a game with a 3, where am I going?
We're all going to pick ourselves. That's how confident we. I mean, in all of our careers that we've all hit game winners, we've all hit buzzer beaters, so we know we can do it. So if you're asking openly, I want to. As much as I love both these guys, I want to take that shot first.
I would honestly say that these guys were better three-point shooters in this regard. That was such a big part of their diet. And for me, it became a part of my diet later on. But I had to learn to be that. It is, like Reggie Miller, we played at UCLA in Pauley Pavilion and in North Carolina. We were like, guard him from here.
Right.
That didn't come into my life until about my 4th year in the NBA. It was always part of Dennis Scott's repertoire, a steady part of that diet, the long ball shot. I was catching up with you all the time.
Right.
Now, I just still think I could shoot the ball. But I just know that you guys it was a better diet.
We all have different strengths at different times. Sure. But at the end of a game, to a man, we're all going to say, put the ball in our hands.
Yeah.
Kenny wants those shots.
Yeah, one of the
Kenny
biggest
wants those
moments.
shots.
One of the
I always
biggest
wanted those
moments.
shots.
Yeah.
We were actually in the biggest moments in Rocket and Orlando basketball history. Hit a three-pointer to tie the game to send it to overtime in the NBA Finals.
He's been on fire and hits. He's tied the game.
But before that, this dude,
In the regulation,
he comes
right.
back and hits another one.
Back to Scott. 3 and he's tied
Back to back.
Yep.
It was him and I.
You haven't made my job any easier.
Well, hey, how about this? Who are you going to pick? If your life depended on it, and your family's life depended on it, and they needed a 3 to get them out. Come on, man.
I will answer the question. I've got bad news for you and my family. I turned it over before I ever got it. You lost the game.
I will tell you this.
It's why I'm sitting here and not there.
If you gave it to any of us, your family lives.
Don't do us like that,
turn
man.
the ball over,
As
Matt.
hosts, we're okay too. Okay, Czar, we've already heard from 3D, so we're gonna leave him out of this one. Out of all the guys you've coached, who would you want with the ball in their hands take a 3-point shot at the end of the game?
Probably my 3 best three-point shooters from the teams that I coach in the league. Mike Miller has to be one of them with incredible range. Mark Price.
Oh, yes,
Mark
baby.
Price,
Yes,
co-sign.
Marky, baby.
Remember Wesley Person?
Ooh.
Wesley Person, yeah, not a bad three-point shooter. Now,
Yes.
if you said today, how about this? If I asked you who's leading the NBA right now today in three-point shooting, what would you say? Curry?
Curry or
You'd be
James
right,
Harden.
except it's not the Curry we think. It's Seth Curry,
Seth.
his brother, who's
Oh.
leading the NBA. Okay, I'm gonna
like
take,
that.
but
I like it.
I'm gonna take Steph. If I had to have a shot, a 3, Steph right now.
Oh, so we got to give props to Del Curry, too, for those jeans. Remember, he was a great shooter
come
as
on,
well.
Man. No question about it.
Good points are. Hey, we will continue to keep this thing rolling on Game Time Live as we get you ready for another game.